Well, this thing says I'm live. There's Mama Bear and Sammy in there.
Hello, whoever's in here.
Yep. If you're in here, let me know if you hear me all right.
Since we got two.
We might get more, we might not. But that's all right. We'll spend an hour or two, whatever, just sitting here just jacking my jaw.
There's Mama Bear.
Can you hear me now? There are others going live, so we might be a little slow going. Susie, how you doing?
Hey, Miss Susie. I hope y'all both are staying warm.
Like I said, there's others going live, so might not be too many in here tonight. That's all right.
Yeah. I think Paige is live at the rodeo, and
Yep.
I saw somebody else live too. I can't remember who it was.
351. How you doing?
Hey, 351.
Keeps being like that. I'm not just go back to doing like I used to and just do videos.
Sorry, y'all. I'm eating.
She says, I'm nice and warm now. I had to go to the grocery store. Yeah.
Oh no, I hate shopping.
I hate you had to do that this cold.
I'm saying.
Because it is cold. Supposed to be cold tonight. Supposed to warm up a little tomorrow. Be cold tomorrow night. And it would be a relative heat wave for the next few days after that.
Mm-hmm.
Highs and lows in the 60s and 50s. I'll take it.
I will too. Tell you what, I'm ready for some warmer weather.
Yep.
I
And
had
what?
to, I had to pull out the thick tights and put on. I got cold.
Maybe we'll have more moderate temps from here on out.
Please.
Maybe. It'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this last week or two will be the winter crisis for the year and we'll be done. Yeah. I think ours said it's supposed to reach around 40 tomorrow, then be back down cold tomorrow night. And then Tuesday, the next Tuesday, it's showing pretty nice temperatures.
Miss Susie gonna be thinking she's having a heat wave at 30 degrees.
Right?
I know I would be.
So it'd be all good.
Oh,
Yeah, I've said it before. I was tempted to go back to doing just videos because, nothing against those who do come in, but the numbers just ain't up there, and others go live and stay live while I'm live. You know, everybody's going to be, most everybody's going to be in those other lives. So just going back to doing just videos might be the thing to do. That way people can watch it at their leisure. I know I'm boring.
you funny. Mama Bear says Wednesday 46, Thursday 56.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She said, I love how the cats just sit so cute by you, lady.
Usually they're sitting on me.
Yeah.
She had when I got her some water and she's sitting back there washing her foot.
They're in a lull right now by comparison.
Oh yeah.
You should hear them when they get rambunctious and get to skittering around the house.
They ain't too active right now. They just come in from being outside for a couple hours.
Yeah, they getting warmed up.
Okay.
So that page is done. They had a rodeo. I can't compete with that. I was listening to it earlier. It's nice and all, but it's so loud. I couldn't be there. Things just too. I couldn't take it.
I'd have to have earplugs and a ton of ibuprofen or acetaminophen. Hey, Paul, PSV Odyssey.
PSV, how are we? Yeah, between that and being cramped up in that stadium they're in, those bleachers they're in, they don't give you no room. Pooch looked like he was trying to sit in a toddler's riding toy. They didn't give you but maybe a foot between your seat and the back of the seat on the next row down.
And you'd be in a pickle if you had to go potty.
I'd be in a pickle just trying to get up there.
Yeah.
One little slip, done and over. See, it's been good knowing you.
Yeah.
And to me, it as much fun as that would be to see, it ain't worth what it would cost to get all cramped up in there like that and having your head beat down with everything being as loud as it is in there. And it's coming through real loud on their phones. Mom Bear said Bella Bear was super excited to be in the snow this morning. She took off and went and sent our neighbors light up candy canes 5 feet up in the air doing 360s. She said, I had to start dinner, but I wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, you go cook you something to eat, woman.
That's it. Make sure you take care of yourself.
That's it. Going through that stuff you're going through, you got to keep everything T's crossed, I's dotted.
Yeah. Most definitely.
So, well, usually you eat for dinner, not do. Yeah, I've never done anything for dinner. I've eat for dinner. Yeah, I'm being smart at it.
I don't know what we're having for dinner either. Supper, whatever.
Well, that's something.
Had waffles and bacon for breakfast, lunch, brunch, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was almost disappointing. That way, I finally discovered this morning waffles don't actually have no taste of their own. It's what you put on it.
Hi,
Melinda
Melinda.
Dobson.
You're not late, darling.
That's what I tell folks. You ain't late. You're right on time. You're here at the time that's already been appointed to be here. But I know about Pooch's live. I was in it for a long time. Then I went for a nap. Saw he was still on and everything. So I knew I wouldn't be able to compete against that. So I'm just here, just doing my thing. You just sitting here, just jacking about whatever.
I know you'd just soon be taking a nap.
Yeah. If I went back to just doing videos, I'd probably be there taking a nap or eating something. Yeah. And I've considered it before. I'm considering it again. But we'll give it a little while. See, we started at 5. Started doing these at 5 o'clock, and barely anybody was coming in until 5:30. So I started doing it at 5:30, so maybe be more doable for folks wanting to come in and hang out a while. Then it started being closer to 6 o'clock before a lot of folks started coming in. So then there was others, you know, trying to do lives, pop-up lives. When I would do mine, didn't do them too good, but they tried it anyway. But kind of messed up the works a little bit, and had people torn about where to be. So I thought, well, I'll just go back to doing videos and resolve the problem. I bought me a new chair, expecting it to arrive Tuesday. Well, it came today. Well, better early than late, huh?
Fine.
What kind of chair did you get you?
I hope it's comfortable.
Right? We'd like to have us some more comfortable chairs, but can't really have them because the kitties like to scratch. They can't have nothing leather because the kitties would have it all scratched up. And anything cloth, Charlie likes to be up in the chair with her. Had to get rid of one because he liked to do his business on the chair too. It got so bad. We try to keep it plain, but it got so bad we had to tear it down and get rid of it. So we can't really get no comfortable chairs, really comfortable chairs that are worth anything. Uh, because of that. But when they finally go across that bridge, we'll look into stuff like that. See, Fat Times hit sand too soon. Come to find out my big butt barely fits. So it's Daisy's new chair. Well, at least somebody got a new chair. Mama can just look around and try to find her another one. Where'd you get it from? I should say, who did you order it from? I should say. Stuff like that. I like to check out the dimensions on stuff. Because I was trying to replace my saucer chair. Amazon. Yeah, you got to make sure you check the dimensions on them things real good, or you'll get burnt. You didn't get totally burnt. At least Daisy got a chair out of it. I'm letting her keep it new one coming tomorrow. She loves it. Oh, you got another one coming. Well, all right. That sounds good. Hopefully it'll be big enough for that big old bud. Of course, I've seen your face. You look rather lean. I have a hard time thinking you got a big old bud.
That's me. I'm sitting here thinking, I've watched her. Mama Bear looks awful. I'm not gonna say skinny, but she nice in proportion, but
Slender.
yeah, slender. That's it right there. That's the word,
You know,
slender.
going off your shoulders and your head and face and everything. You know, it seems like you're rather slender. So I did check the dimensions. Okay.
Sometimes I think they put dimensions on something. When you get it, it ain't what they said it was.
True. Had to allow for the arms and stuff to see, okay, the dimensions are this, but those arms are pretty wide, so it ain't got but this in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen. You know, you know, that's what the female body does. You know, when they get active, they widen out. You start popping them out, they really going to widen out. Melinda said, my brother-in-law calls me broomstick. You can fit two of me in my recliner.
I need a recliner that'll fit two or three of me, considering every time I sit in my old recliner, I have Charlie on me, I have kitty cats on me. I didn't have no room.
I mean, think about it, Mama Bear. Think about one of those scissor jacks, you know, jack the car up with. Once you start turning that screw into there, yeah, he starts bringing that thing, spreading it out, you know. Start having babies, he's running that screw through there, widen that thing out. I almost wish I could have that said of me, Melinda, because I spread out too. I'm just fat. I'm 5 foot 4.5 inches tall. My inseam to my ankle is exactly 24 inches. According to the old standards, I'm supposed to weigh somewhere around 135, 140 pounds. I'm somewhere around 210, 215, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm considerably larger than what the old standards say I should be.
But you're not as large as you were a few years ago.
No, I got up to about 250 when all this hit me. And took a while, but we got some of it off of me.
I weigh less now than I weighed in high school. And I ain't complaining.
Just think, Mama Bear, if you ever have another one, it'll be a little bit easier because Daisy done blazed that trail. Mama Bear, you can let us know how that next chair does for you. What kind of chair is it? Oh wow! Took to your senior year to hit 100 pounds. Boy, you a petite thing.
She's tiny.
How tall are you? You can't weigh all that much now. Linda's not going to be in here because I don't reckon she's got her modem fixed yet. $135. Your butt ain't that big. Not no 135 pounds. That's the thing about people. They're going to bully you if you're skinny. They're going to bully you if you're fat.
If you don't conform to their norms, they bully you.
Yeah. And they do it out of ignorance because they don't know about things like some people are born petite and small, some are born big, big bones. That's the thing about me. I do have some big bones. I saw an x-ray of my leg and knee one time. It looked like a caveman's club. My knees and all are so big.
Metabolism base fast, yeah. I can believe that, yeah.
Well, Melinda ain't that big either. She's 5'3", 137 pounds. No wonder your brother-in-law calls you skinny. Broomstick. That's tiny. Mama Bear's 5'6". Hey, you got an inch and a half on me, maybe two, because I might have lost a half inch when I went through all this. But you got an inch and a half, 2 inches on me, and you weigh a lot less than I do. 5'6", 135 pounds. You're a good-looking woman. When I divorced my first husband, was almost 200 pounds. Well, life happens. Things happen. You gain weight, you kind of live life and do what you got to do. You're going to pick up some weight here and there. And all like that, it is what it is.
I'll be right back, John.
And, you know, the way I've heard some people say, they just more love. Another one I've heard over the years is more cushion for the pushing. When I was in the Marines, there's some girls I wouldn't go out with a date because they were too thin. I was afraid I'd break them or they'd break me. Where I'd get broke wouldn't have felt good. You never know, Mama Bear. You never know. Never say never, because you never know. You might one day come across some fella that just can't stand it that you ain't with him. And do all the right things and be all the right ways to get you, to have you. And he'll be such a something that you'll just be just as hot for that as he is. Because you'll have pretty much the same views and same goals and all like that. That's how me and Elaine was. Well, biblically, that's pretty much married. But way back in the olden times, I'm talking about way, way back. Catfish dog! Good to see you. But way, way back, early biblical days, there weren't no weddings, is what we think of them. You know, back in those days, a woman walked into a man's tent as his wife. She was his wife. Was no ceremonies and big to-dos or anything like that. It just, if she walked into his tent as his wife, she was his wife. Done and done. Well, I don't know if there's going to be many words of wisdom in that catfish dog. There ain't many here. There ain't a whole lot going on. There's other lives going on. So that's where a lot of people are, is at those other lives. And, you know, it just is what it is. So I do my little bit. Whatever pops up, and we'll go on with it. But my very, you know, y'all been together 11 and a half years. If what's in the heart is there, it's there. There ain't no getting around that. Johnny Small Pepper, howdy. Glad you in here listening. Wayne had to run back there for something. She may be back shortly. Glad to know you're there and around. That's good to know. Let's see. This thing don't update like it used to for me. It shows 2 thumbs up, 6 watching. That's good enough. You did.
I did.
She made it back, y'all. What's everybody else doing? Give me something to work with.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Johnny. Welcome in.
She's back.
Takes a little longer when you have more layers to go through.
Dog said mine just said 6. Well, that's good enough. Keep being like this, though. Piggy go back to doing just videos. You know, that's no disrespect intended to those who do come on slow days. It's just that other bigger channels, more popular channels, keep stepping into my time slot. People want to be there. Aaron!
Hi, Aaron.
You know, I can just do videos. Mama Bear said, I want to go fishing. But Mama Bear, you get around some of these hardcore fishermen that are in here like Catfish Dog, Aaron, Alvin, and you could probably be out there fishing.
Hi, Alvin. All right, go back door. Now let's dog out. Come on.
Yeah, Catfish Dog, you one of those that drop of a hat is a good reason to go fishing. That's all good. That's your thing. Get out there and do it. That I can understand. You got something that's pretty much your life, if you got an opportunity to go do it, do it. I'm all about that. I know what you mean, Mama Bear, but some of these guys in here and others in the fishing community, you better get over that. You want to go fishing, they'll go fishing. Teresa! Howdy. because they gonna go fishing. Trying to stay warm, Air Run. That's what's on the agenda. Uh, you got you get to go ice fishing sometimes. I don't see how anybody can do that. That's just too much cold for me. Go out there and have some kind of little can or shack and a little hole out into the ice with it, and a little heater there to try to keep warm while you're out there, and all bundled up, look like you're 4 feet thick, out there fishing for ice or fishing for fish in the ice. I'm done in November, started February, and it's crappie fishing. Crappie, crappie. I don't know which way you say it. I've heard it said both ways.
Right.
Yeah,
All right, let's put it down again. Hi, Miss Teresa.
yeah, she's in there. Johnny's in there listening. And see, the number of subs means nothing. You get one half the chat participants they do with 3 to 4,000. Crappie. Okay. Old engine word. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of things. We get a lot of our words from other languages.
Mm-hmm.
Get a lot of it from Latin. There's augmentations of French or German. You know, a lot of places named around here are Indian words. Well, I was wondering when it would happen. Got knocked off on the phone ring. Well, dang it, it rang it. I made that new age engine word. Aaron, you'd be amazed at how many words were made up just like that, and now they're written stone.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't name you any right offhand, but I'm sure there's a lot of them out there that was done just that way.
Thank you, Miss Teresa.
And Johnny, I understand what you're saying and what you said, you know, but it's not the numbers I get. It's that others going when I go, or still on when I'm going, and they know I'm on, or I'm going to go on, and they don't think about it. I love them to death, but you know they're sharing their lives too when they do it and everything, and a lot of people like to be there for that. Yeah, I can do what I'm doing here on the video. Yeah, it's not so much about the numbers I'm getting, which there is a lot more to go off of when you got a few more people and people sharing ideas or saying things, all like that. Yeah, but I might keep on going as I'm going. Just do what I do. If it grows, it grows. If it don't, it don't. But you know, when others go live or staying live, and you're going to go live, and they know it. It's a little discouraging. And doing videos, they see it whenever. But Cocapone, that's the nickname they gave me on the tube. Sandy Toes!
Hey, Sandy Toes.
There's our lovely from down under.
Yeah, I like those back to school and back to work pics you put on the Facebook.
Well, Purdy, how you doing?
Is the rodeo over?
Must be.
Yeah, because he Hook said something about they'd be letting out around 5, headed back home or something.
Well, it's 5 their time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have stayed in that earlier, but I had to take a nap, and it was a lot. It was awful loud. I was having a hard time with that. A lot of people use her in the toilet when they have so many subs. Some subs to me is an ego thing, unless y'all really have awesome content viewers. Well, how did I scare the heck out of you, Sandy Toes? Well, I hope y'all had a good time, Purdy. Pooch, I feel for you. I couldn't have stood sitting in that seat. Well, Aaron, I don't really expect this channel to do much of anything because, it's just a short old fart, jaw jacking. And something to do, and gives her a little something extra to do. All I can. If it wasn't for her, this channel wouldn't be a thing anyway because I wasn't going to do one. And the person that encouraged me to do one, I wasn't going to do it. I didn't want to mess with all the computer stuff and editing and all like that. And Elaine popped up and said, "Well, I'll do that." And I'm like, well, shoot. No way out. GTO. Hello, Christine, Mrs. Gillen Farms.
Hey, Christine.
Is that Johnny anywhere around? Heart, we can hang out and do dumb stuff. Well, Aaron, on that, I just have to ask, have you done 420 or you still keep chewing on that train? Sandy Toes yelling my name out. I wasn't expecting it. My speakers are up and I'm moving work around the screen, so wasn't watching. Well, now, Sandy Toes, you ought to know me by now. That's how I do it. Johnny's taking a nap. We went to lunch and feed the cattle after church. Well, he probably deserves one. Having to be out in that cold a lot. I've all but shut down and went into hibernation because of the cold. Era's done. Still chewing on it. Well, all right. That's y'all's thing. Y'all having fun. It's all good. Well, Purdy, did y'all have any favorites that y'all hope to see win or whatever it is they do? Aaron, I asked you that once before and you said, chew, chew.
Okay, well, you have a good evening, Aaron. Y'all stay warm.
Right. We'll see you next round.
Play a song for me, Aaron.
Yeah, I've been saying some of that, Christine. GTO. Did that just make sure I make clarification on who I'm talking to. Yeah, I was watching some of that live with Pooch earlier. It was just so loud I wouldn't be able to be there. Looked interesting, looked fun, but too loud, too cramped.
Mama Becker Station said soccer starts March 16th.
Well, hopefully it'll be somewhat warm by then.
I think I don't want to rush the year off, but I'm ready for spring.
Well, I'm enduring it because I know it's just part of it, but I will be thankful when the warmer stuff is here. Traffic season, keep the safe. Yep. Yeah, I've been seeing some of those videos, Johnny being out there and go live while he's out there and everything. You can tell he's cold. Yeah, that's why I tell him quite often. I thank him and appreciate him for all he does to help add to the good. Because I know from just having a little taste of it here and there, that's tough. Christine Misgill Farm, she's ready to get in her garden. Yeah, Christine Misgill Farms, people just don't realize some of them jobs out there are super tough and it takes a true commitment of the heart to do them. Johnny's used to it 'cause he's done it pretty much all his life. Just like my neighbor. You know, he done cattle for 40 years. And he retired from it for 10 years. After he retired from it, I could see him sometimes. He'd look out there in that pasture like he used to when he had cattle out there. Yes, ma'am. Older we get, the harder the jobs get. And he's still out there doing it. And like I said, that's a hard job. I've had taste of it. Get out of, my neighbor needed to go out of town for a while. He'd get me to feed his cattle for him of a morning at different times. And, I'd go out there and it might be cold. It was nowhere near cold as what Johnny's having to deal with. But it'd be cold. Get out there and had to make sure I didn't get myself between them cows and those troughs where I put the sweet feed. Because they coming in for that sweet feed. And I'd get in there and get on my side of it, scoop it out, put it in those troughs and everything for them, and they do their thing. I've seen cattle out be on walking the road outside the fence. I'd go ahead and get out there and start working on trying to get that cow back in the gate. And whoever might be with me, I'd tell them to go over and let them know they got one out. I never had to do the breaking the ice. It's always been, it get freezing and way below freezing, but not enough to ice over the ponds too bad. I've helped my neighbor do that, making repairs here and there. Never had to help fully build a fence, but I've helped a little bit with fence and cutting down trees when they get too big in certain areas and stuff. It's just never ending. That's right, Tish. It is a commitment. It's you might have something happen in the middle of the night. You got to get up, go take care of it. You know, so it's a commitment. It's more than just a job. It's a commitment. Mama Bear, you'll enjoy that GTO. It's nice, much horsepower, but stuff like that, But farmers, ranchers, truckers, uh, emergency personnel, they got to be out there in this stuff, trying to help others who got stupid. You know, kind of hate putting it that way, but you know, as people get out there and try to handle stuff they can't handle and get messed up. Here a while back, I did got these in another pair. They ain't worth crap. Uh, can't you know? If I put them straight up like this and I'm driving, I see fine. But if I'm trying to read or do different things, I'm still doing this and looking over the top because I just can't see with them. But Christine Millsgill Farms, I'm going to always be appreciative of the farmers because it ain't no joke. That's probably one of the hardest jobs in the world, other than being a mama.
And one of the worst paid.
And one of the worst paid. And so I'm always gonna, just like a vet, I'm gonna always have that appreciation for all them folks, but especially the farmers, especially the small farmer. Because they don't have the resources these big mega farms have got. They got to do it all themselves. Always have constant worries. Is there enough rain? Is there too much rain? Is there too much heat? I couldn't even think of all the worries that a farmer, especially a small farmer, has. Yet they do it. It's something you got to have in your blood. You know, it's like I thank you for that GTO because I'm gonna call you GTO in here because you and Mama Bear. If I say Christine, I might be talking one or the other. Then I have to clarify which one. But if I say GTO, I'm talking about you. But it was like me. I did my bit in the Marines because at heart I am a warrior. Yeah, like I said, it's something that's in the blood. Like my neighbor is in his blood. It's just if he wouldn't. Well, I'm glad you like it. We'll have to think of some good words to go with the GTO part to aptly describe it. Say, girl to overdrive for GTO. A girl that's overdrive. Something. We'll figure out something. But yeah, doing cattle, that's in your blood. Like I said, my neighbor, currently it's 31 outside. That's what the thing says anyway.
Oh, that door a while ago, it felt colder than 31.
But we've got it to where it's 74 in here. That's what, a 43-degree difference.
Yeah.
Of course, that's with the thermometer up there on that shelf up there. So it might be reading warmer than it actually is in here. Ew, don't like ice storms.
All right, Sandy Toes, you have a good evening, sweetheart.
All right, Sandy Toes, you take care. But I'm thankful it's warmer in here than it is out there. Used to be there might be 10 degrees difference. We'd be sitting here freezing, all bundled up.
Up until last year, now, think how I'm picking out together here. Up until last year, Piggy would be standing in front of the heater. He'd be getting the heat, but he'd be standing in front of it. Now, tell me where my heat come from.
Now keep in mind that heat didn't reach out far.
No. And what was funny is when we had the gas heat, Piggy did the same thing.
Yeah. And it wouldn't reach out that far either. There's so many gaps and holes in this place, it was just all getting sucked out. And last year we had it tightened up pretty good where we had a good difference between out there and in here. And then when Ultimate Wisdom went to doing stuff, they had to have taken some of that out because it's cooler in here this year than it was last year.
Oh, yeah. Oh no. No. Now, don't get me wrong, at night when I'm sleeping, Piggy's my furnace. But during the daytime, when the heaters were going, Piggy was a brick wall. So I had throws and blankets and quilts and everything else I kept over me.
Well, the thing is, like I said, the heat didn't reach out far anyway.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered if it got through me or not. It wasn't going to go far because it was all getting sucked out of all the gaps and holes in this place.
Yeah. That's why he stood in front of the heater.
Now, this year, I've been doing better on cold tolerance than I have since I left here to go to the Marines. GTO, that would be brick wall with lots of cushion. Well, there's Miss Rita.
Hey, Miss Rita, look at Chicken Farm. Yeah, Miss Rita gonna have her a fabric store.
Yep.
Yeah.
GTO, no, it's not that we have better insulation. It's that I went and took a lot of cans of great stuff and went around all the edges of the rooms and some places under the kitchen counter when I ripped out the flooring of that to get to the drain pipe so I could replace it, and did a lot of great stuff in there and other spots. Yeah. There was some places around the edges of the floors, gaps, the outside were like that that big. Some places were worse. Yep, filling holes.
Mhm.
And there were a lot of holes.
Oh yeah.
In the bedroom in there, I could tell, uh, you know, looking down in it, looking past the baseboards and everything, I could tell that the floor didn't go all the way up to the wall. So it was just straight down into the basement. I put a lot of great stuff down through there. And put a lot of silicone around the windows, around the glass, and around the frames themselves. Uh, this big picture window right here, I took it all the way out, cleaned it up real good, and siliconed around the metal frame of the original window, and then put silicone around the aluminum frame of that storm window part of it, and that helped a lot. But they just uh, well, I described this house to an engineer one time, and he said they ain't but one tool in the toolbox to solve that. I said, "Oh, what's that?" A match. you
That's
know,
why I keep looking. All I'll say. Why I keep looking.
and then business with the basement, you got that that one wall got pretty much replaced. It's not straight, it's not square,
It still leaks.
and everything. And after a good rain, it had and retained more water than it did before. And they was out there looking at it, scratching their heads as to why it was doing that. And because they didn't do it right. And the funny part and the sad part is the one scratching his head knows he didn't do it right. He knows how it's supposed to be done. And knowingly didn't do that, but yet scratches his head as to why it's worse now than it was before. Now I've got to tell him about different things about this place and all like that, but he don't want to listen to me. Folks, I've been around this place since 1973. I might know a thing or two, but he don't want to listen to it because he thinks he knows better. So what can you do?
Well, we don't have the engineering degree, so we don't know what we're talking about when it comes to.
I've got a degree in computer engineering and electronics, associate's degree.
Yeah.
And they won't listen to me about computer stuff. I've got the paperwork on that. And they won't listen to me on that stuff. They'll go to others who ain't got a degree, but they think no better than I do. That's why I chunked all that information out of my head because it wasn't going to do me no good. No, I couldn't help nobody with it because there wasn't nobody listening. You know. GTO, you phrased it just right. She said, well, common sense does come on a piece of paper. Then she said, does it?
Yeah.
Now, you were more correct with the first statement, GTO, because, you know, that's how a lot of people seem to see it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they think that piece of paper makes a difference between somebody knowing something and somebody that don't. You know, but the thing is even on that, on what I do have a piece of paper for, they won't listen to me no how. So, you know, And to have that particular type of degree, even when it's only an associate's degree, might tell you that person might have a little bit of gray matter in there that works and knows a little something. You know, uh, GTI, I'll tell you this. It's one of those people that you wouldn't be able to tell anything about chickens or growing a garden because you're a woman. One of those types. Yeah, so just let you. Sandy,
Hi, Sandy.
just let you chew on that for a second. Yeah, so what can you do as you get better financially? You look for other places to be. So you so you can buy your own. Oh, GTO, I could just imagine the conversation too. My little sis, she works in a hardware store, and she's come across those. And she told me about one. She said he come in there and he talked down to her because she's a woman. Now let me tell you, my little sis knows a lot about the hardware and different things. I mean, a lot. And this dude, he'd come in there looking for something, and she's going to try to help him. He talked down to her because she's a woman. And he said, well, I'll just go to such and such. She goes, you won't find it there. So dude leaves and he goes. Sometime later, he comes back. He was a little more open to conversation with my little sis because she told him he wouldn't find what he was looking for where he was going. And they had what he needed there. Yeah, so you talk about a big old huge plate of crow that dude had to eat because he admitted those people where he went didn't know what they was talking about, didn't have a clue. My little sis did. We've gone to Lowe's. You know, there'd be guys there, they wouldn't know what I was looking for. Came across this one woman that worked there. I described it to her best I could, and I knew that couldn't have been real good because I didn't know what in the world I was talking about. She knew what I was talking about. She took me straight to it. You know, I don't look at what's hanging between the legs or not. I look at what's working up here. And I don't care if what's up here comes in the form of a man or a woman. I'm going where the knowledge is. Yeah, that dude had to eat some major crow that day because he was talking to somebody that knows her stuff. But because it was coming from a woman, you know, but
Well, that woman not only works in a hardware store, she also works for an excavation company.
who knows about stuff like down in the basement?
Mm-hmm.
I showed her, I did some Snapchat vids of all that down there, sent to her. And she goes, oh my God. You know, just from some of it, she said, I can list y'all 50 violations just right off the bat. You know, so, but infinite wisdom thinks they know it all. You can't tell them nothing. I call that willful ignorance. Just like neighbor's wife next door, telling her she's thinking I'm defrauding the system with my disability. You know, I told her, I said, well, I can get my neurosurgeon to explain it to you. No, he couldn't make me believe it either. Folks, that's a choice to be ignorant, willful ignorance. And that's what this infinite wisdom up here has done. They're willful ignorance. You know, and you can't tell willful ignorance anything. You can't teach it because it's done made up its mind that it already knows everything better than you. So you can't tell them nothing. So and then when things turns out and shows you were right and they were wrong, they still won't admit it because that means they have to admit being wrong. And then they'll tell you that you never said that or told them that because that would mean that you were right and they were wrong. And they can't handle it. Of course, a little money has something to do with that too. They think because they got money and accomplished something in life, they know better than you do. And that's the arrogance of wealth. But yeah, they pay some money there, trust me. Yeah, it does sound like YouTube, doesn't it? That's just the nature of people. You got those who think they know it all, and you got those who know they don't know it all, but they do know about that. If something drives you nuts, okay? Yeah, so that's just a sad fact of it. And finally got the troll to admit they don't care what I say. Is we're going to have a conversation. I talk, you listen. Well, that's not how a conversation went. But of course, according to the troll, that's how a conversation works. She talks, I listen. Now, I'm not going to sit there and have you talk at me and not care about what I have to say about it. Right, Mama Bear? Right? Yeah, it is okay to be wrong. You know, somebody that's willing to be corrected, stand corrected, is somebody that's going to move ahead. Somebody that ain't is going to keep spinning their wheels right where they're at. So, uh, anyway, as I said before, what can you do? Your stuff gets to where you can make a financial move. As it moving somewhere else? You move somewhere else and just disconnect yourself from all that. I just turn them over to God and leave it alone. I have to shake my head and laugh sometimes at what's done, but you know, right now that's all Elaine and I are doing. We're almost to the point where we might could get us a place, and just depends on how it works out. And I'm waiting on God for that because He's going to make sure it's what we need and all that. And when we can do that, we can detach ourselves from all this here. It's the final tether to past things that I'll be able to get to cut when that happens. And, you know, even being who that troll is to me, when their time comes, I ain't coming back because that has been my worst enemy all my life. But it's coming. Our time has come for us to be able to do something.
Yep.
And when we do, we'll leave all this behind. Let them have it. And so just hand it over to God and walk out.
That's all you can do.
That's all I've been doing. But I finally got the troll to admit they don't care what I have to say in front of Elaine.
Yeah.
So that was, for me, that was the final straw that allowed me to totally cut any care for that person. And when their time comes, she can go to her son, because I ain't, because I've been shown everything not a son. So she can go rely on her son. That's what I've been doing, Johnny. I just, okay, and walk off. GTO, there's already a lot of stuff in totes already. We just got to go through and do some more culling and get some more totes to put stuff in and have it packed away so that when that time comes,
Yeah.
we're out the door. Exactly. Yeah. I'll put it to y'all this way. Y'all see them totes in that corner? They're stacked up, floor to ceiling.
Well, some of them are sitting on that old sewing machine cabinet.
On sewing machine cabinet. But still, the point is, there's a bunch of totes over there with stuff in them.
Yeah.
So we saw a place that would have been perfect, would have had to put something on it, but there's some places you can get free trailers. They need a little work, but they're free in some places. I got my little sis looking. Well, that one little spot's done sold now, so it won't be that spot.
Well, it's pending, so it might fall through, it might go through, I don't know. But you know what? I'm just gonna keep on looking.
And she's going to get all our stuff together so we can go to the bank and talk turkey and see what we could do.
What we could afford.
And get everything bundled together where we can pay off bills we have now, just get it all combined and get some over to put towards fixing the place up, and just have the one bill plus basics. So she's been working on that, and I'm thinking later this year, maybe next year, we can see around September, November, the car will be paid off. That'll give us money to help fix the van up.
Car will be paid off in August.
Okay. So, but after it's paid off, that'll give us extra money per month so we can put it towards fixing the van up, get the brakes fixed, put some tires on it, pay a few other odds and ends, and then use the extra money to start paying down other bills and everything, so that when the time comes, all that'll be paid down some, so that the extra we get above consolidating all our bills plus getting that place will be even bigger, give us more towards fixing the place up.
All right, John, you have a good evening.
That's right, GTO. Now, Johnny! And, yeah, well, GTO, you know how that works, doing the domino effect on all that. And yeah, it would be good content, you know. And I'm kind of hoping for a place near my little sis. That's right. Snowball on the bills. And, you know, we've been working towards it for a long time. You know, before I became disabled, I was scrambling on odd jobs. I was helping my neighbor out with his building down there, his house, and everything. She was doing what she could. And I told the Lord, I said, I know I got stuff you want me to do, but I need an income. I need to be able to have an income so as to be able to do what it is you want me to do. Boom. I took a final blow to the head. 2 months later, I was in the hospital getting my neck opened up so the doc could clean up the mess. And I told him he saved my life. He said, all I did was clean up the mess. And he said a couple of things in a certain way to let me know I was beyond his abilities. God fixed me. You know, I'm limited in what I can do. My strength is gone. I can't do a whole lot. But I wasn't expected to live, not move neck down if I did. I walked 70 something feet on a Friday just before going to rehab. They wasn't expecting me to do that for a couple of weeks. Tell me that ain't God. Then on top of that, I got my disability relatively instantly compared to a lot of folks out there trying to get theirs. And I got 100% disability.
There's a 5-month waiting period from the time you first apply for Social Security disability insurance to the time that they can give you your first check once you're approved. You have to wait for 5 months. That's the minimum. And that's exactly what his was 5 months. So he got his first check in May of 2016
once I started getting a check, Elaine went to work managing that money. And this right after, that was right after we got married.
Yeah, we got married in April, and you had your surgery in December.
And and what is it that God has for me to do? You're seeing it right here. Talking to folks. Sharing what I know. And Christine, I'll go you one better on the praying part. When you pray for what it is you want or need in Jesus' name. After that, you praise and thank God for it every time you pray about it. You don't ask. That's a formality. He wants you to ask. But he also wants you to praise him and thank him for it. After that, you keep asking and keep asking and keep asking. But well, you've already asked. I knew you was going to need it and want it. But all you got to do is ask one time. The rest of the time, you praise him and thank him for it. And that's what I do now. Is I'm thanking him for what's already been done that I can't see yet. I know it's coming. And but after I got my check, she went to work managing the money. Folks, she is good at managing the money. We're working off of one check, my disability check. And she has took that, and since then, we've bought 2 vehicles. One of them going to be paid off here in August. And got it where I've got a Lowe's card that's got $8,000 on the credit limit. And we got quite a bit on that because we had a lot of things to do. But she's been getting that paid off and everything. And there'll be times I'll be wanting something, but I'll go without it. But she'll say we ain't got the money for that. And be like, all right, because now I'll tell her stuff I might want or stuff that we might need, and she'll work it in when it's able to be worked in. But she handles that money. I keep my hands everything out of it because I've truly got a Proverbs 31. But she's taken that little disability check and took us both from very bad credit to me having some pretty darn good credit. She does. She does. Trust me. That's why I will not touch it. I will not mess with it. I do not like going into a store to buy anything. They see me coming. They see her, they're like, oh crap. And that got proven to her once when I went to buy some wiper blades for the van.
Yeah, they saw Piggy coming from a mile away. Took him for $70.
Yeah. And that wouldn't have happened with Elaine. Yeah, so she knows the finances. I know one thing. Speak what God gives me to speak when I'm speaking. That's what I know. And Elaine is the smart one when it comes to let's just say the worldly side of things. She pinch a penny harder than anybody I've ever heard of. And so in that 10 years almost, she's took us from not having any credit to both of us having some pretty good credit. And because of that, later this year when the car's paid off, we'll be able to get the van fixed up. And then after that, we might be able to get us a decent little place.
If not before then.
If not before then. Depends on what God has in store. He could cause her channel to blow up, start making money. Because sadly, it takes money to make money.
Takes money to pay bills.
Takes money to do stuff. So it'd have to come from somewhere, but where, I don't know. But it'll get there because she's brought us this far, 8 years?
We've been married 9 years in April.
I'm talking about since the check.
Since your check started, that was in 2016. May of this year will be 8 years.
She brought us this far in 8 years. Imagine where we will be in another 8. Yeah, he does. He knows exactly where. He's already got it planned out. We just have to wait for our time to meet up with his time.
Don't forget that they will be starting in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess that means I need to shut up and go so we can get ready for that. Because I like being in Dale's devotionals. Well, GTO, you didn't have to agree with me that quick.
Perfect team. Yep.
Yeah, but after I said that about shutting up, she said, yep. I was like, you ain't got to agree with me that quick. All right, y'all. We're going to go.
Everybody have a good evening.
See you in Dale's. Piggy loves you.